to our next presenter, and it's Dr. Abhijit Ray and Bharat Vijay of HAIF. That's the company's name. It's a startup. Dr. Ray is the SME at HAIF team, and he's a physician. He's an expert in cardiology and has a track record of success and proven efficacy in clinical trials. With experience in human trials and research, the team has pioneered breakthroughs in the cardiac space. The HAIF leadership under Mr. Bharat Vijay, Amar Ray, and Dr. Abhijit has already had prior successful exits and experience with difficult FDA approvals in the cardiac space, making them front runners in this heart failure solution. This is a very interesting technology that I've seen in recent years. So, welcome Bharat Vijay and Dr. Ray. The stage is
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you, Dr. Uli. Hello, Abhijit. And, hello, everybody. First of all, really grateful to be in the presence of so many doctors and applaud the work that you guys do day in and day out. My own background, very quickly, I've been in the technology and AI space for more than 30 years. And as Dr. Prem said, I don't ever believe that AI will replace the doctors, but I think it can help in certain areas which are slightly underserved right now, or to be an assistant. And we believe that this is one of those areas. So the question is, can we prevent heart failure from being a hidden cause of death and affecting people's lives all over the world? I have personal, very touching experience with this. Being a caregiver for somebody with heart failure in the family. I think as doctors, you all really understand that side. Every 33 seconds, one person in the US is diagnosed with heart failure. It's even more prevalent worldwide. 24% of US adults will experience heart failure during their lifetime. And more than this, the number of people undiagnosed with heart failure is very large. And I have I have personally experienced this. I had shortness of breath and a couple of other symptoms from almost a year ago, and I was just unable to schedule an ultrasound that was needed to conclusively prove it. And if with the facilities, it's that way for me, it's probably going to be that for tens of millions of people. Um, each of us, every insured adult is spending $244 a year. We're actually paying for our insurance premiums for towards heart failure. It is actually leading to almost as many or more deaths than all the cancers put together. And healthcare is spending billions of dollars every year. The number is somewhere between 15 billion and 31 billion dollars. The problem is that there is no easy way to predict it, and the detection is time consuming and costly and requires a senior radiologist. Let me introduce Dr. Abhijit Ray. He is one of the youngest cardiologists that I know, probably less than 35. I'm jealous. He is a fellow, holds a fellowship from Harvard and Edinburgh. He had the privilege of working with Dr. John Hampton, whose book on ECG, I think almost every doctor in the world would have looked at. And during this time, he had the ability to analyze ECGs in depth. Dr. Abhijit also has a background in physics before he went into cardiology. So this combination of physics and cardiology allowed him to find things that are simply hidden from plain sight in the ECG. Many cardiologists we've talked to have said it's just not possible for you to detect heart failure from a heart signal, and Dr. Abhijit has been able to do it. We have been able to deliver that. Um, There are many challenges with early detection. Like I mentioned, the 2D ultrasound is hard to schedule. A lot of additional blood tests may also be needed. It is fairly expensive, anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. And part of the reason is that the equipment at the hospital itself costs over $100,000. Now, the load of heart failure is growing. We know that it is corresponding to stress, both physical stress and mental stress. And we are entering a world that is far more stressful with the war situation worldwide and the kind of pressure. So the number of cases year on year is growing at almost 18%. So Dr. Abhijit, with his research, has created a solution that can predict heart failure. It can actually predict stage one of heart failure. Most people present at probably stage three or stage four, by which time it's very hard to think about reversing, and you have to think about management. But he has created a solution that can actually predict heart failure 3 to 6 months in advance of that happening. And that's the solution called Haif. That's a solution that we're bringing to the market. We believe that this will lead to a revolution in heart health, because from not being able to detect it at all, and for people who have shortness of breath, there's no way to even check it. I don't want to go for an ultrasound, but if there's a fast way to detect it in a non-intrusive way, quite a few people are going to avail of it, um, both from for businesses and for consumers. Life expectancy will change, and lifestyle will also change, and the anxiety related to heart failure will become a thing of the past. Very quickly about the team, as Dr. Uli said, we have actually taken cardiac products from start to finish. All the way from inception, we have built something as complex as a 3D mapping system, taken it all the way through human trials, through obtaining successful FDA approvals, and actually sale of the company. So we do have some experience and a lot of gray hairs, probably because of that. Um, we think we have a very solid go-to market. It is, we do plan to go to the PCP networks, and we would request all your help from all of you to allow us to take this product. Our solution is very easily packaged. It's a SaaS solution, a software as a service solution. It's very easily packaged and very easily available in the doctor's office, when we complete all aspects of it. So we believe primary care physicians would be a very good entry point for us, because they can catch the pre stage one symptoms and allow people to administer this test. HMOs would be a very good group for us. And we also feel that the ECG manufacturers would be a very good market for us. So we can actually embed the product, the solution with them as well. Lifestyle companies are really going to avail of this solution tremendously, because they are suggesting a lot of lifestyle alternatives, right from intense exercise, intense workouts, all the way to people. So we have a very clear go-to-market strategy for each of these buckets that we plan to take to the market. We already have traction. Dr. Abhijit's research of more than 5 years has resulted in three multi-center clinical trials, based on which a fully awarded US PTO patent is available to us. We already have the patent. We raised an angel round that was oversubscribed. We also have a Grammy Award winner that has jumped on to support us and take the message out, because he himself has been personally impacted by this condition. We've already got a paying customer, and post patent, we have got 309 tests administered. And Dr. Abhijit has just completed verification against the Framingham heart cohort of more than 20,000 patients that have been tracked for more than 50 years. So we have very strong results in the Framingham cohort as well. So we know our solution can really make a difference to many lives. Um, we believe we get profitable very fast. So we get profitable pretty much from year two itself, and our solution is shrink wrapped very strongly. So we are seeing a very, very rapid and strong revenue growth over the next 5 years. Um, we are in the process of raising a seed round, and we are essentially, we would love for people from this group to participate in the seed round. But beyond that, we would love for people from this group to help us take our solution to deserving folks, especially the underserved folks who come in with pre-heart failure symptoms, who, we believe we can administer this test even once a month for them. So our question is, can we eliminate undiagnosed heart failure as a cause of death and impact to lifestyle worldwide? And we believe the answer is yes.
Thank you, Bharat. Great presentation. I know we have some questions in the chat. Margaret asks, is the product FDA cleared or approved? What is your regulatory path?
Yeah, so we don't believe that the product needs an FDA clearance. For example, there is quite a lot of precedent for screening tests that are not FDA approved, and we are essentially going to come in as a screening test. Once we raise our seed round, we have the option of potentially applying for FDA approval, but we don't believe that is necessary for making the recommendation that we're doing.
Right. Maybe this question is for Abhijit. How does the product work?
So basically, it's a very simple application. You take any ECG, be it standard 12-bit ECG or the ECGs you get off portable devices or handheld devices, and you just upload it, take a picture or directly take the PDF and upload it into our app, and it gives you a prediction of for the next 3 to 6 months if you are at risk of heart failure or if you're fine.
Mm-hmm. So it'll give you a number or something? Prediction?
No, it just gives you a green, orange, and red. Red is like you're at acute risk. Orange is you need to work on yourself, and green is you're fine.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, this allows the PCP or the doctor to get involved and say, here's, because these folks would never have come to the cardiologist, at this time. But so it allows them to get involved and say, here's what we can do. Here are the additional tests we can look at, and allows them to address this market.
Right. And Naidu asks, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah,
How do you get
so
paid?
So we believe in multiple ways. I think we don't have the insurance codes as yet for it. That is something that we need to start the process. But in the meantime, the overhead of this is not very high. We're actually entering the market at $4 a test. So we feel that it can be very easily picked up and made ubiquitously available. I think one of the other speakers are also alluded to the burden of these diseases worldwide. So heart failure is at least 10 years younger outside the US than it is here. So there is a chance for us to ubiquitously roll this out. So we feel it could be a copay. It could be picked up by the patient in the short term, but we will work through the insurance.
Okay. So what's your next step?
Yeah, so we are essentially raising our seed round to really execute our go-to-market strategy. Like we have about 10 different go-to-market segments that we feel we'll prioritize the three or four among them to really go after. And among that, the two major ones we feel are device manufacturers and doctors themselves. So we do plan to start with those two segments, and we've already made inroads into them. We are beginning to get people to sign up. And for a company that was just incorporated based on Dr. Abhijit's research, we already have our first paying customer.
Great, great. So, Abhijit, Do you need to do more clinical validation, more tests,
So
clinical
basically,
trials?
we've done the clinical and post-clinical trials, and we have also validated our results against the Framingham data, which is approximately 20,000 patients over 50 years. So I'd say we're good to go. We have a positive predictive value of around 99.19, which is good enough.
Okay. And so you don't need to publish any more research on this
So the
or
Framingham data will
validation?
be published in the NEJM quite soon.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you very much, guys. I'm sure if you're interested in contacting, you must have seen the survey, or you can just contact us, and we can get you in touch with these startups. Thank you very much, Bharat and Vijit, for this presentation.